We're back. We're live. Welcome.
Sorry, while I just sort my hair out. It's got. It's what happens when you don't look in the mirror before you go live.
Yes. You know, in the days, honestly, you guys need to go back and watch some of the videos. When we first started going live, I mean, I would have lipstick on every day. I don't wear lipstick. Cheryl would have eyeshadow and eyeliner. Honest to God. Like,
now, today I haven't even got any mascara on. I just go like that on my face.
Standards.
Yes, you've got the standards. I just make sure I don't look like I'm dead. And then it's all good.
You won't recognise, honestly, just go back a couple of years, watch one. It's hysterical. I think then we even used to make sure that we had like trousers on and stuff that weren't PJs. I mean, some days we were actually fully dressed in the beginning.
I think most days we were, well, apart from when it was cold and then I used to wear my dressing gown, but I just used to put it over my knees when we went live.
And we used to have like, we'd have a script or we'd have like pointers of what we wanted to say. Like now, I've got my phone and my water. That's about it. And we just tip up and see what comes forth. What divine inspiration flows through our loins out into the world. Oh, who is that? I don't know who it is. Sorry, it says Facebook user. Who is it? So we haven't been live with you for days. I'm hoping that some of you join us because we do miss you. We don't go live daily at the minute, as you know, and then it's just as well, really, because Cheryl's been really poorly. You just had the big stay, haven't you, kiddo?
I have COVID. I have got it, had it, still swirling around in my frigging system, but I feel I've actually got some energy where I can smile and be happy. And yes, so basically it's Tuesday, 3 weeks ago, I started feeling poorly after my birthday. So I'm convinced that I caught it when I went out on the Sunday for my birthday drinks. So yes, but I'm at the end. I've got energy. I'm feeling better. I have some lovely healers who are healing me 3 times a day to get all of this viral energy out of my system. So I'm extremely grateful for that. So I'm back.
Oh, honestly, and all we've done is talk about like dogs and Christmas decorations. Like, it's the 24th of December. A month today, Santa will be readying the reindeer, getting the sleigh ready. The elves will be doing the final touches on the Christmas gifts. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Well, my hubby's with Angus helping him in the garden. It's just, I'm like, I don't normally have Christmas lights up in my back garden because I don't really go out there. But now I'm basically at the back door like every half an hour with the dog either needing a wee or a poo, or in case he needs a wee or a poo so that he doesn't wee and poo in the house. So I was like, we need some lights in the garden just to help with the Christmas cheer when it's like 0 - 5 and you're standing outside in your dressing gown going, get a wee wee. Come on, get a wee wee.
I know, it's funny though, now you come to mention it, like I've lived in this house, 2020, like 20 years, really? Can't be 20. Anyway, a long time.
Yeah. We've known each other for 18 years or something. And
yes, in the house. And obviously I met Neil 14 years ago. It was the day we met on last Thursday, 14 years ago, which is a whole other story. We'll tell you that one another day when we're having a glass of wine. But yes, and in the summer, because of COVID and everything, and being in the house so much, we've got a big apple and a pear tree in the back garden that the lady who originally had, I call the house Lady Mowbray, who originally had this house planted. So they're very old, they're nearly 100 years old. And in the summer, I finally got around to buying one of those massive strings of fairy lights. Now, if any of you are watching them on social media at the time, you pissed yourself laughing, because Neil was sat the biggest ball of fucking lights, and it was like nemesis. You'll be sitting in the house like for 2 days just thinking, if I unravel that bit, if I get that bit on there, and testing these lights, and he wrapped them around because I didn't just want them strung, I wanted them like wrapped around all the branches of the trees and stuff. And he was like, so he spent like a whole weekend in the summer doing it. And now I'd come 4 or 5 o'clock at night time, we'll press the button, the trees are all lit up with fairy lights all the way around the garden. I've got something to look at while Gabby's having a shit.
yeah, well, this is the thing. This was my thing. I thought, well, it's going to make it a little bit more pleasant when it's like really, really cold, and you just stood there going, "Have a wee wee, get a poo poo, have a wee wee."
I mean, fairy lights make everything better, including watching the dog having a shit. Like, you know, Princess Gabby thinks that that's a normal bathroom, like 20,000 fairy lights. Hi, Wendy. So we can see you too. So, yeah, but today we want to talk to you. We've got like so much exciting stuff lined up over these next couple of months. So, again, we're meant to wind down. Cheryl and I've never wound down at Christmas yet, except this year we've got the help of the lovely Jo and Yvette and Neil and the team to kind of try and help us, and Dee. So we've got like this extended team now helping us. So hopefully it will be a little bit less stressful. Although we did have a look yesterday to try and find a day when we could go Christmas shopping and can't find one.
The diary for December is ridiculous. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's just
I
crazy.
spent an hour on the phone with Holly yesterday at tea time looking at the diary and like going, oh my God. Like last year we said we're going to have a day at Donna's house where we drink Baileys and we just watch Christmas films. Didn't happen. This year, it's fucking happening.
It's got to happen.
So if we have to turn up on one of your calls pissed, then I'm sorry. It's because we haven't been able to find a spare day. So we've had to combine it with one of your sessions and we might be sat in Baileys. But let's just all do it together because we might still be in like some sort of lockdown. I'm breaking the rules to come to Donna's if that's the case. So just be aware there might be some rule breaking going on. So we can just sit and drink Baileys for one day of the year.
I think this is technically our office. Like this is HQ. So it's allowed to work together. So yes, we're going to do it. We actually sat last year and watched Bad Moms and had, sorry, I got a really tickly ear, and had, well, we couldn't have a drink because Cheryl was driving, but she really went out and had some toast with butter on because she hadn't had dairy for ages at that point. So that was like the highlight of that week, wasn't it, when we did that?
Yeah.
Lily's coaching. I mean,
it's a thing.
I know you guys wouldn't mind us turning up slightly squiffy on one of your coaching sessions. And I definitely think like with the Soul Sisters and stuff, we'll be having a sherry at some point, a virtual sherry, no doubt. So I'm looking forward to that too, which will be amazing. But I mean, next week we've got an incredible masterclass lined up for you. Cheryl and I have spent a couple of hours again this morning working on it, adding some finesse and some kind of points that we want to draw out, and I'm so excited to it. And this is the inner chaos to crystal clarity, because even every single one of us this year has had some kind of inner turmoil going on. I mean, we do most years, but I think this year more so than ever, we really want to give you a launch pad to go into 2020 with a really clear head, knowing exactly what you want to do. Now, everybody could make our retreat the other month, last month, but this masterclass that we're doing is going to put out some really important mindset strategies and techniques, life techniques and strategies to help you at a practical level start really working on getting yourself in a good inner game to hit 2021, like with fucking fireworks coming out your arse. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and I think a lot of the time, like we flail around, not asking for help or support. Like we sometimes when we get in our own head, we just think that it's just our problem. We're the only one that's got it, and you know, there's no point asking anyone else, and blah blah blah. And we make this whole story up, and there's literally millions of people who you could ask for help and support, who has the answer to your question. We did it when we first set the business up. We spent that 6 months with our head down, arses up in the kitchen, having every freaking system known to man built with no clients, but like doing it all ourselves. And it's like, once you just get used to not knowing everything is okay, nobody knows everything. It's impossible for everyone to know everything. Once you just accept that we're not perfect, we don't know everything, but there's loads of people out there who have lots of knowledge and information. We don't need to know everything, but as long as we know who the right people are to ask, that's okay. But something in us, we don't want to look weak or as if we don't know anything. So we just sit and struggle in the struggle without just reaching out and saying, can I just ask you a question?
And it's sometimes it's not like you're even trying to be a martyr. It's like it just genuinely doesn't fucking occur to you to make your life easier and go and ask for help. Yeah. It just doesn't cross your consciousness to like make it easy and ask for help. Like if I could tattoo anything onto the backs of your hands right now, it's like make it easy. Because we spend, and I know it and I feel passionate about it, because Cheryl will tell you I'm one of God's worst for just thinking that I can do everything and be everything and get shit done. Like, I haven't, it's not a natural default to me to ask for help. Like, it's just not, whether it's rewiring, whatever. So, like, I consciously, actively have to work on this. And I know that when I do, my life gets a lot easier. But sometimes we just get so busy with the doing, we don't even stop and ask how we can make it easier. So on Monday, a lot of what we're going to be doing with you is helping you to clear that chaos, that internal, you know, just noise and fog and mess that comes from trying to do and be all things, and give you some really practical strategies on how to do it. And this class is going to be 60 to 75 minutes. So we're not going to be rushing it in, like, to try and fit it all into 60 minutes, but might go over to 75, probably will, because we've got at least 5, and maybe an extra bonus one of just some really just good tools. Good tools. Some stuff you might have heard before, but I know you haven't ever heard it in the way we're going to be talking about it on Monday before. So you got to come, you got to be there. And there's going to be something special for the people that turn up live.
We know a lot of shit. You know,
we know a lot of shit.
We know a lot of shit. And that's because we've done it all and got it all wrong. So now we know how to share with you what we got wrong, so that you don't have to get it wrong, so that you can get it right.
You fuck ups, yeah? It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be a lot easier, and it can be fun while you do that. And I think that's the other thing that we forget. We think it has to be hard, and it really doesn't. And this week's affirmation was really where we were coming from with that. You know, I'm open to asking for help and receiving. I can't remember what I said now. Open to asking for help and receiving support, or something like that. My mind's gone blank, but yeah, you get the gist. It's about being open to asking for it, but also open to receiving it. Because sometimes we do sort of begrudgingly say that we'd like a hand with something, then people give us loads of ideas and we just foo-foo it. So, you know, like, that's not going to help you in the long term. Like, being all
because sometimes we like to think we know best, and that's sometimes coming from an arrogance perspective, and other times it's coming from a fear ego of, we're feeling a bit insecure about our knowledge, so therefore we want to prove to ourselves that we know what we're doing. So then we don't want anyone to help us, because it makes us feel like we're weak. It's confirming to us that we don't know what we're doing. So some of it comes from, actually, we don't.
Yeah.
So if we just get real with ourselves.
And we don't put people out, though, do we? It's like, oh no, I don't ask them. Like, I know they're really busy, and It's like we don't even give people the opportunity to help. Like,
and when you do ask for help and go to someone and say, you're really good at this, can I ask you a question, it makes the other person feel good.
Like, I literally, and this is how crazy it is, Cheryl will tell you, there's people that we could pay to help us do some stuff. And sometimes Cheryl will say to me, why haven't you asked X, Y, Z to help you? And I'll say, no, because they're already really busy with such and such and such and such. And Cheryl's like, that's not what I asked you. Like, why haven't you asked them? Like, it's their decision whether or not they do it, but like, that's money that potentially they could earn that you're not giving them the chance of earning, because you're assuming that they're too busy. Because it's like, stuff like that is insane. Like, it's not even that we just think they're doing with favors. Like, we're paying people to do stuff, but I won't ask them because I think they're too busy. So this is, I mean, does any of this resonate? You're all very quiet today. Is any of this resonating on like how we can really completely do ourselves over and make things far too challenging, difficult, more uncomfortable than they ever have to be if we just stop and take a breath and just break it down into, what do I need to like offload a little bit at the minute? Talk to us, people. Christine, Wendy, What are you thinking? Hey, Nicola, what were you thinking as well? Like, does this sound true? Is this what we do? But some of the strategies next week, Cheryl and I are really excited to share them with you, because, like we said, things that we haven't necessarily talked about before, including, you know, some things that even from our groups have said we could do with a little bit more help on this. So we're pulling some of that through into the free masterclass as well. So even if you've registered and you think maybe your friends should, we would love it if you share it on social and tag us so that we can give you a big public thank you as well. That would be amazing.
I've put the link in for the masterclass in case you haven't registered or you want to share with somebody else who you know isn't good for asking for help and is flailing around struggling on their own. I'm old enough not to mind looking daft and accent. Good. I struggle to ask for help, Nicola. Yes. Because we always think it says something about us if we ask for help. So like Donna's just said, we just make this whole story up in our heads. So And you're in a perfect position to be able to ask for help and support because you're surrounded by fabulous soul sisters. So that group, the soul sister community, the elite group, and the Real You Soul Sister group, like that's really helped some of the women in there to be able to ask for help and support, hasn't it? And now we see we've got a lot of women in there who have their own businesses, and their people are like working together, basically, like using each other's knowledge and expertise. So no judgment, doesn't say anything about you. So that's nice to have that going on in our group as well.
Love it. Right, well, we're going to leave you now. Cheryl, we've got a really special guest speaker today for our soul sisters. We've got the beautiful Jo Swan from Choc PR, who we use for our PR as well. And Jo's going to be talking to them about like how to use PR, how to be visible, and how to kind of get over yourself a little bit, amongst other things. So nobody can really get it, whether you're in corporate or you're an entrepreneur. It's a kind of advice that really helps you with your brand and your profile. So we are really looking forward to this guest appearance. It's going to be amazing. So
yes, but we'll be back on Thursday live. Yes, you're getting us today, Thursday and Friday this week, aren't you, lucky beings? So we're going to be talking about on Thursday something. Oh, I've got in front of us. We're going to be talking a little bit around this inner critic, these different roles that we play when we're pretending that we know everything and we struggle to ask for help. It links in. So have a fabulous, is it Tuesday today? Have a fabulous Tuesday. And yes, we will see you back here on Thursday. Be there or be square. Oh, I haven't done this.
Yeah, welcome to Donna and Cheryl TV, keeping it real.
With our lockdown nails. Lockdown nails. It's lockdown nails, people were keeping it real.
Mine aren't that bad. They're pretty great, Hannah. They were thick of paint last week. But you all like new bookshelves. Look. Spend time, this is what I was doing last week. New bookshelves. All in and painted. I'm happy. My den's looking good again.
Love it. Right. Bye, everybody. Have a lovely day. Bye. Bye.